But you had to go and drive me so crazy. Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just hate me.
Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at CrackingCryptocurrency.com. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic wherever you happen to be tuning in from. And of course, today is May 31st, 2019, Val year of our Lord. Last day of May, guys. We're going to be analyzing the monthly candle today. We're going to be looking at what information that tells us about the macro trend, bullish. We're going to look at the weekly candle, see what that tells us about the weekly trend. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get any clear ideas from what that candle entails until closer to the end of the week, because we always like to look at the candles when they're about to close so that there is as much information in our structure as humanly possible, in our trading system, in our algorithmic setup that we utilize to trade the market. So we will take a brief look since we're going to the monthly anyways, and of course we'll break down the candles on each and every chart that you guys might be interested in looking at. So if this is your first time to the show, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because we are here live every single day. And regardless of where you're watching from, whether that be YouTube, Twitch, DLive, or Facebook, make sure to show us some love by either hitting a button with a finger that looks like this. That's a hand, I guess, that looks like this. I don't think thumbs are fingers, although scientists are vague about that, it seems. Or by sharing this around to your friends. We highly appreciate it, guys. So, without further ado, how are you guys doing this morning? I want to thank and say hello to everybody coming into the chat this morning. What's going on, Scott? Good to see you. Turd Ferguson, Kyle Kangas, Leonard Ben, Zach Coma. Well, we got a bunch more. MT Coiner. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys are doing absolutely fantastic this morning. And I want to give a shout out to Star Guava. Thanks for the follow on Twitch, as well as, in this order of no importance, The Wealth Unit, Ray Block, Car Wash JJ, Colin Ashbarg, and Mike Zinda. Thank you so much for the subs on YouTube. All right. Thank you, Jay Fizzle. I'm quite a big fan of the music myself. So with that being said, let's get into the charts, guys. All right. So here we are in the live scene, guys. Pumped up, says Dances reluctantly. Matt Inman, good to see you, brother. All right. So what happened last night, guys? Remember, if you will recall, during yesterday's stream, we had a few people in here, and that's absolutely fine. Listen, it's not that I'm right 100% of the time. In fact, I'm generally right anywhere from 70 to 75% of the time as far as my hit rate and percent of profitability goes from my strategy. Obviously, risk management is what bumps that up quite significantly, the way that I have designed my trading algorithm. Now, moving forward, though, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. Moving forward, let's talk about yesterday. Because there were a lot of people in the chat, and there were a lot of articles published yesterday. Again, you guys know I don't really read too much news. I do because I need to stay up to date on, you know, what's going on, just so I have talking points. And obviously there's lots of news that we do pay attention to because we don't want to trade into high news events generally. Now, whether or not that's a bias from a history of trading Forex or trading equity, I don't know. I do know that it does pertain to cryptocurrency and trading in general. If there are just certain events that you are on the lookout for, however, we don't attempt to predict price based off news events, because every moment in the market is unique, and it is impossible, nay, foolish, to try to predict the way that price will react, the way that the market will react to the human sentiment of a news article. Sometimes you could have some very bullish news and price dumps. Sometimes you have very bearish news and price pumps. And because I have tested this, there is genuinely very little statistical edge in attempting to predict price based off human reaction, human sentiment to fundamental driven events like the news. Now, you will get large candles, you will get large reactions following news events, but it is very difficult to determine in which direction they're going to go. And overall, the entire scrabble and scramble to stay on top of what's going on with everybody else is absolutely counter to the point of pathways to profit, of PTP, the way that we trade at Kraken Cryptocurrency, and the strategy that I've developed to trade professionally for a living. Because that right there, that entire summation of what I just described, constant worrying, constant insecurity, constant of checking everything, constantly unsure of exactly which way the market's going to go, and having your ego and your mind and your thoughts invested into the chart, invested into the market, nay, worse, invested into your trade, trying to determine exactly what's going to happen because of this and that and what these people said in the news article over here, that is absolutely not the way that we want to trade. That is not how we want to live our lives, okay? Now, you guys will recall, I've been doing this for a very long time, so I've seen them all. I've seen professional day traders. I've seen professional swing traders. I've seen professional asset managers. And I will say this, the individuals who are able to do this 5 years out, 10 years out, and make a career in a lifetime out of this trading professionally are the ones who, above all, don't panic, all right? Just as Douglas Adams says, bring your towel and don't panic. Now, the reason for that is because trading that way, trading the way of constantly having to be on top of everything, is extremely psychologically demanding, extremely emotionally demanding. And human beings are just not designed, I'd say 99 out of 100 of us, are not designed to be able to weather that. So that is why I teach the way that I do. This is why I instruct my students the way that I do. This is why I do this stream like I do, and this is why I trade the way that I do, because I've been able to do this professionally as a career, and I'm going to continue to do this professionally as a career as long as whatever force remains up there allows me to stay upright and walking, although I would like to credit that to keto coffee, bulletproof coffee, and apple cider vinegar right before I go to bed, as well as a good regimen of walking and running. However, let us digress with that and move a little bit more forward from that. So, my entire point is that we want to avoid attempting to predict price in all avenues of life, because that has little to nothing to do with trading, right? And it has little to do, there is little to no confluence between your ability to predict the market and your success and your profits from your trading activities, right? Often individuals are great analysts, terrible traders. There's a reason for that, because when you are predicting, your level of confidence goes way down, and your level of ability and competence to execute based upon your analysis generally goes way down. And that is why often individuals will be great chartists, but when they actually go into the market, they just don't get the results that they want. And there are many reasons for that, but the primary reason, in my opinion, and why I've structured PTP the way that I have, is because of lack of discipline, lack of structure, lack of rules. Again, the way that we trade PTP is mechanical. It is rules-based. There are levels of discretion in our mechanical rules-based strategy. However, it's the way that everything works. It's not just the tools, it's the rules. It's the combination of everything that forms the secret sauce that is the secret to our success. But I digress. Moving forward, let's talk about what happened in the charts last night. So let's go to the BTC USD chart, as we always start off with here on the daily. Let's go ahead and get rid of Quidrigo for just a second. By the way, I want to see if this is going to show up. Yes, no, not the latest version. So I posted this last night. I posted this last night for the members in the members lounge. Was working on so obviously those the guys in the premium know this as well. I published lesson 2 of module 2 last night, as well as the spreadsheet that goes along with it. It's all about back testing and how to actually do that. I created the spreadsheet for you guys to be able to track your progress through testing your system, through testing your structure, and put that out last night. Got the video done, all cut. That's all in the database for you guys to access. And I also spent some time last night updating the code for Quidrigo ATR. So, and this is still not updating, frustratingly enough. So what I'm going to have to do is go to indicators and go to my scripts and add it directly from here. Hopefully that will work. Okay, cool. That worked. Great. So what we have here, I added, for those of you guys who are familiar with PTP, I added the qualifier line, okay? And this is going to plot for longs and for shorts. So as we talked about in our last premium voice session on Monday, which we'll be doing another one obviously on Sunday. We always do them on Sundays, but we had to do them on Monday this week due to the holidays. So we added the qualifier line because that's one thing when we get into advanced, not really advanced. This is honestly still base PTP. What qualifies a trade and what conditions have to be true to take a trade per PTP. And so I added the qualifier line just to see at a glance without having to actually do the measurements, which most individuals are doing beforehand. A couple other things that I did add was I went ahead and instead of using the default ATR that TradingView provides, I went ahead and added the ATR type. So if you guys want to smooth your ATR through EMA, SMA, or WMA, and also if you guys want to measure your ATR from HL2, HLC3 low, or HLC4. Now, we'll get into that in the more advanced modules and talking about some of the differences. Oh, great. Sorry, I was missing some stuff because I was just getting in the zone there. We'll talk about some differences of how that actually plays into your strategy and how you can backtest for those differences. But for the purpose of time, I think that's going to be very helpful to a lot of people. Let me get over to the super chats. Thank you. Charlie M donated €1.99. Thank you so much, my good friend. He says, hey, your music is still playing. It's quite loud. I apologize, my good friend. I do want some nice back in the back music just for everybody to chillax and relax to. I have it at negative 26.5 decibels. Let me knock that down to like negative 30 and see how that is. I'm gonna have to take like a sample and see what you guys like, see what you don't like. Put in some death metal. I turned that down just a little bit. I know that a lot of people enjoy that. And I apologize for the people that don't. Hopefully the information is quality enough that it's just kind of one of those nice balances that I want to strike. But you know what I will do? I think that for the purposes of our opening, and this is kind of the rule I set too, I'm going to go ahead and pause the music for right now as I'm going through like the opening intro. And then when we really get into chat requests and chat interaction, we'll turn the music back on. All right. I say play some Nickelback. All right, moving on. And Ron Legato, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my good friend. Love you, my good brother. He says, hi all, super smiley face. So thank you, man. Good to see you, brother. Internet Cafe says, hey again, second time here. What's going on, brother? What is Harmony 1? Total noob here. Harmony is the latest IEO, so initial exchange offering. So it's the exact same thing as an ICO, but it's just promoted and sponsored by an exchange, Binance, which is the largest exchange by volume. For spot trading. So BitMEX, obviously, the largest exchange by volume. That's futures contracts, but spot exchange is Binance above and beyond a doubt. That's why the only exchange that I trade on is Binance, BitMEX, ByBit, and Deribit. Link in the description down below. So Harmony 1 is the latest token that just launched. And we're going to take a look at that here in just a little bit. So going back to BTC USD, as we talked about before, what is one of the few ways that we are allowed to trade reversals in PTP strategy? We are allowed to have limit buys at the baseline. Now, there are a couple things that you need to do as far as risk management, and I'm going to wait to touch on those until we get to that module of PTP. For now, you're okay to go ahead and use the same risk management that you're using on everything else. What we talk about in the advanced lessons is not going to be a change, but an addition to just allow you to filter out when you cannot take these types of trades. We'll get into that when the time is appropriate. But for right now, price coming down to the daily baseline and holding support. So this is quite good to see. Until this changes, this is a quite bullish thing. It doesn't matter to me if price finds support and then rejects that support. You make that decision and base your decisions upon that when that happens. Has that happened yet? No. So what are you trying to do if you assume that support will break? You are predicting the market, the exact opposite thing of everything that we attempt to do here and the secret to our success. So price finding support on the daily baseline and now trading up from 84.26. Now, I want to talk about yesterday, still, and touching on this topic. So when this big candle happens, everybody loses their goddamn mind. And I don't understand why everybody loses their damn mind. And the reason why is because people are looking at a chart that looks like this. People are just looking at this chart. People are just looking at this chart. People are not looking at this chart, or this chart, or this chart. All right? That, my friends, is a bullish chart. That is a very, very bullish chart. We are in a bullish trend. Are we going to have a pullback at some point in time? Most likely. Will we trade that pullback when and if it occurs? Yes, we will. Until then, are we going to bet against Bitcoin? No, we are not. Now, it doesn't matter if I wake up tomorrow and price is here. Okay, guess what? I'll take a trade when and if my signal and system generates the trade and not beforehand, because I'm not smarter than the structure that I've created painstakingly. At least not on Fridays. So, happy Friday to you guys. We are here. It is the end of the week. So, moving into the weekend, notorious for low volatility. Does that mean we don't take trades on those days? Of course not. We do take trades if our system generates a trade. I have back tested it and found that it is more profitable overall to just go ahead and take the trade. And if it's a bad trade, it's going to be a bad trade. If it's a good trade, it's going to be a good trade. There's not really a there's not really an edge to not trading on the weekends. In fact, there's generally opportunity loss. So we trade on the weekends. We trade every single day. It's a 24/7 market. So we do our daily scan every single day, and we are disciplined in what we do. Moving on. So let's look at what's going on. Now, on yesterday's candle close, we did get the official cross under. From time transformation. And one thing that I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, because we're going to be starting, I'll wait till tomorrow. So starting tomorrow, guys, June 1st, we are going to be utilizing Minx, not only as my primary signal generator, but also for the display purposes of the show, as well as everything that we're doing in the premium. Why? Because it has a 4% higher hit rate. So it is a better indicator, even after improving time transformation via Defiance. Now, I'm still going to publish that because there are some new, they work differently, right? They both backtest very well. And I'm just talking about initial testing for the indicator on its own merits. I'm not talking about how good it can become afterwards after advanced testing. That's going to be up to whoever the user is to decide and run it through the system. But they both work very, very well. Still very proud of both indicators. Now, moving forward, we're going to be doing some, when I get some time to do it, I actually have about 6 other indicators that I'm really excited on that I've been working and back testing on and optimizing strategies for over the last 6 months, to be quite honest. And now that I've gotten Minx and Defiance out of the way, I can really put some time and effort into that on top of PTP, which is taking the majority of my time right now, is getting all the material published and ready and doing all the mentoring that I do in the premium section. So, yesterday's candle close did kick you out of any long position that you would have currently been in. Now, how can you bifurcate that? How can you acknowledge that via PTP? Okay, you're going to have to do one of two things. You're either going to have to exit and put on a fresh position, or you're going to have to use that as a disqualifier. We'll get into disqualifiers later on. We're not quite there. That's going to be module 7. But for the purposes of what we're talking about now, there are 2 ways that you can interpret this. One is this is your exit signal to be out of your long from May 23rd. Again, keep in mind, let's load up Quadriga and let's actually go look at what the values. Plot for longs. Let's go look at our stop and target system on the signal that generated the candle. Keep in mind we took the trade here, but let's just look at the merits of the trade on its own. We hit take profit 1, and did we hit take profit 2? Yes, we did. So hit take profit 2 off the original long signal generated by time transformation and this this version of PTP strategy. And things are doing quite well. You would have had your trailing stop loss or your stop loss at break even, making that a profitable trade. However, if you had not set that trailing stop for whatever reason, the close of yesterday's candle would have been an indication to exit the trade. Then, since you're now looking for a new trade, then you would set limit buys at the daily baseline. And your order would have gotten filled and you would be up quite nicely. In fact, one of the traders in Cracking Cryptocurrency I know did this exact same thing. So he's doing quite well. Now, what do we see otherwise? Price is also below the qualifier, so we're allowed to take it. Of course, it is going to be every time we're bouncing against the daily baseline. Let's take a look at volume. Actually, the volume looks quite good. Is it relatively low compared to the ramp up? Yes, but is it in that area where I don't like the look of the volume? Absolutely not. Is it qualifying a position right now? No, because reversal trades are often not going to give you the volume qualification that you need. When we do take reversals in PTP, it's so drastically different from everything else that we do in PTP that you cannot mix and combine the two and be looking for the same indications and the same signals. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. Okay. And that's about it. We are not, except for that trade, which if you miss that trade, it's done and gone. We're past that. You're goodbye, right? You missed it. As far as PTP goes, where is your first take profit? Your first take profit is going to be right here. At 87.15, give or take, so around 8,700. That's where you're going to update your stop loss to break even, and you're going to let this puppy ride. And as far as a longer term position, we're going to wait until our system generates a signal. There's nothing to do right now. Again, we took the long, hit take profit 2. Quite happy about that. Things are quite well. I took as I said, me personally, because of my personal schedule and having to take my father to the hospital and things of that nature, I actually got in on the 21st. Hit take profit 1. My trailing stop got hit because I set a trailing stop because I knew I wasn't going to be at the computer. And then I took the 8-hour trade on the close of the 8-hour candle over here on the 28th and took that trade to the upside. Hit take profit 1 for me and 2 actually because I had utilized slightly lower TP2. And my trailing stop loss got hit, so I was out of that trade as well. So everything's doing quite well. Just a second. Was weird. Yeah, that was quite weird. Nobody else see that? Let's see here. Not seeking financial advice, Internet Cafe asks, but being that Harmony One is a new token, would it be wise to put a small amount, say 100 USD, into it because since it's new, all it can do is grow? No, I would never recommend that. Just because something is new or cheap or shiny or fancy does not make it a good investment or a good trade. So typically with IEOs, our strategy is to sell immediately if we happen to get into the IEO at the actual exchange offering, and then typically these IEOs do a fairly significant dump because everybody is taking their profits because everybody's going to have the opportunity to sell at 3x, 2x, 5x their price. And then we wait because then they typically go on a run after that. Now, does that mean this one will launch and just go to the moon? No, it doesn't mean that. It could absolutely could, but we don't take trades based off of that. That's just not how we do things around here. Okay. Don Candon says, Justin, with how much of leverage usually does your group trade BTC on BitMEX, and what % of total budget? For example, having 0.5 BTC, does using 0.16, 1/30 your whole stack for trades is too much? So we use an algorithm to determine both our leverage and our position size. So remember, leverage does not matter whatsoever. ROE on leverage is also misleading. So if somebody posts a trade where they made 300% ROE, that doesn't mean anything. They made 300% ROE on their margin. But they need to be taking position sizes that reflect their actual capital balance. So we use a system for that. Every single trade is the same as far as we position size. We do not recommend leverage because that is pointless. That is the most misleading thing with people who try to represent their trading on BitMEX with their leverage trading. Leverage does not matter. It is not making you more money. The only thing that is making you more money at the end of the day is what position size you're taking on. If you take a smaller position size and use less margin, and so your ROE is going to look higher on that BitMEX screen, which is a casino screen. So not that BitMEX. My point is that ROE is not an accurate representation of how much money you're actually making. Those big numbers are fictitious because that's not actually that doesn't have a bearing on your position size. The only way that you can actually make more profit is to increase your position size, and the only way to make less profit is to decrease your position size. And you have to take the correct position size based on your account balance. And the reason that we use leverage is so that we don't have to have all of our Bitcoin on BitMEX to be able to take a correct position size pursuant to what our total capital is going into the market. That's your question. There's nothing wrong with your question, but your question was filtered through the lens of other people who misrepresent that concept. The way that we do things in Cracking Cryptocurrency is we just explain that to you. We explain to you exactly how leverage works, exactly how position sizes works, and then once you learn actually how it works, you never have to ask that question again because it's all done for you in the algorithm. Using a third of your whole stack for trades is not too much. I regularly have the majority of my account at work for me. It matters. Again, one of the secrets to our success is how we statistically diversify, not diversify the way that most people would assume that we diversify. Colton says, can I just send you my crypto and you take a 3% commission on it? No, I cannot accept new investors at this time, sir. However, that is not, as Darren Garish says, that's not a terrible commission. That's regular. So the way that it typically works, guys, for those of you who want to be professional traders and professional money managers, is 20% of all profits and 2% of all capital under advisement annually. So that's typically how it works for professional asset managers. So just to understand that. If you accept money, and this is really our goal, this is what we're training people to do, is to be professional traders, because most of you out there are not going to have the capital to make a living as a trader. All that degen, we're going to 100x our money by buying the right coin, that is absolute nonsense, and you're going to get burned. That is not how we do things here. We trade the right way. Again, this is my job, and people who are out there hoping for a 100x moonshot, this is not their job. This is their lottery. Okay, we don't play the lottery. We go into the markets, we move liquidly back and forth between assets, and we generate enough profit to live off of, right? My bills are paid from trading. My children's food is paid for with trading. My children's school is paid for with trading. All my bills are paid. It's just, I'm a professional trader, and there's a certain way to go about doing that, and you do need more capital. So most of you are not going to be able to have the capital on your own to actually realistically, minus the degen mindset that has been promoted out there in cryptocurrency, make a living off of trading. But what you need to do, and what I'm teaching you to do, is to learn how to become a consistently profitable trader, and then you can take money under management. You can start with your friends, start with your family, show them your account balance, sell yourself, show them, hey, look, I had $100 and I turned that into 150 at the end of the year. That's a 50% ROI. Give me some money, right? Or I had $5,000 and now it is $7,500. That's a 50% ROI, right? People will give you money. All you have to do is be good at what you do and actually be able to show that you make money consistently with an account statement. Just show it to them. Show them what your results are. There are prop shops, hedge funds out there. There are so many new crypto hedge funds, so many opportunities for people who actually want to trade consistently, realistically, profitably. All you have to do is go out there and take it, man. All you have to do is go out there and take it. But the typical structure is you would take 20% of all profits from your individual investor, right? And then whatever your total pool of capital is, annually you'd take 2% of that. That is your management fee, right? That is your management fee, whereas your 20% of all profits, that's per trade, per monthly, per quarter. That's up to you to decide with your client. Let's see here. No problem, Internet Cafe. Casino Baker, yo, got 10K Tron TRX, selling or buying? We'll jump over and take a look at Tron real quick. TRX M19. So TRX was just a losing trade for me personally. Let's see here. So TRX, we're on the 4-hour chart for some reason. Let's go to the daily. And TRX BTC, again, only two ways you could have done this. We actually did get an exit signal. Actually, no. Okay, so I apologize. So TRX personally for me was a losing trade due to other factors that are really not relevant to here or there. So let's just talk about PTP. PTP would have us exiting the trade on the close of this daily candle if we close this way, because this is an early exit signal. So the initial signal would have been generated actually on this candle right here, and that would be generally a loss. That's just what's going to happen. Now, you probably might not have taken that trade above the qualifier. Depends on which application of PTP that you're utilizing. But in general, base PTP, this wasn't a trade that you would have taken. Trade that I took, and you see what happened. That's okay. That's okay. It's one of the few losing trades that I've taken. TRX M19 as well, but no signal to do anything right now. In fact, if the daily candle closes this way, it will be an opportunity, or actually will be a signal to exit any long position that you have, and you need to wait for everything to reset. Real Kiwato says, this bold motherfucker knows what he's talking about. I like those ATR bands. Thank you, man. I highly appreciate that, brother. Do I trade on BitMEX? I do. Dances reluctantly. Thank you so much, my good friend. Thank you so much for the well wishes for my father. He's doing quite well. Actually, today is the best I've ever seen him. Camilo Estrada says, a bullish engulfing. No, not yet. Bullish engulfing would have to engulf the previous candle. So Tron, selling, technically. But again, we need to wait for the daily to close. We might have different information based upon the daily close. We could cross back up, in which case you wouldn't have any indication to exit your trade whatsoever. So let's move right along. Now, here's where you actually would have by all rights entered, because this is 24-hour discretionary period right here. So actually significantly reducing the capital loss on TRX, because you do have to wait for the secondary qualification to clear. It is not real Kawato. This is, so what time transformation was inspired by was the Fisher transform. And then I went and saw how the Fisher transform was programmed. I went and reviewed all of Eller's work as far as wave theory, and I rewrote the indicator with the proper mathematics. It actually was one of the more difficult things that I've done, because math is not my primary strong suit. I do naturally struggle with math, and I think that's why I'm good at teaching it insofar as its application to real life trading. Because it wasn't something that came easy to me. Again, I had no financial education in my upbringing. I had to literally teach myself everything. The only person in my family who's graduated from college. I'm the only person in my family who understands finances. I'm also probably the only person in my family who is on his own merit. Well, that's not, I don't want to get too crazy on that. Moving on. Let's see here. I wonder if, I believe, for some reason, Restream chat stopped working for me. Do you mean when you use big leverage, you just have to use more money than you have? Do you mean when you use large leverage, you just have to use more money than you have? Well, typically, when you're using leverage, you may be using more money than you have. because that's how you take on the proper position size based upon your stop loss, which is how you should be calculating your position sizes. There are other ways. Adam Collector, thank you so much for the ice cream, brother. Breaks took longer than I thought. Good day. What's going on, Crypto Meister? Good to see you. Do I only use custom indicators? Yes. So yes, Charlie, when you use leverage, there will be times when you will be using a larger position size than the capital, either than the capital that you have on deposit or that you have. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to calculate it properly. Most people are using money that they don't have, and it's just too much, right? There's nothing wrong with leveraging more than you have. That's the advantage of leverage, is that you can take on the proper position size, because often you'll find when you run your calculation that you need to be putting on a larger position size than you actually have capital for. There's nothing wrong with that. That's the purpose of leverage in the first place. Not only that, but also to keep less capital on deposit with the exchange. And in cryptocurrency, that's very important, because having your money on an exchange is inherently a risk, because you don't have the private keys. It's not a broker. You can just call up and be like, yo, send me that USD back, right? I'll sue you. It's not like that. Exchange exit scams and you're done. Yeah, okay, cool. I was waiting for that. There we go. I don't see their message though. Because I was trying to kick them from the channel. Thank you so much. It's hard. The next time, like it's weird. I can't see the message that they're posting in the chat. I only see you guys timing them out. I don't know how to. Give me a sec, guys. Sorry about the waffle waffle. We're gonna do Ethereum here in just a second. Thank you so much. It's hard. You're doing a good job, man. Thank you so much. Like it's super weird. I'll try to catch him. All right. Let me scroll up here. I saw some questions. Yeah, that was weird. Steven, Darren Garish. Yeah, we'll check out ARN, brother. Steven says, new to the channel and I've always been a hodler, know nothing about trading, leveraging, and anything like that. Could someone like myself sign up for your course and start making some gains? Yes, you could. Yes, you could. In fact, I know that you would. I'm well aware of the negative perspective that has been created by individuals who are mostly fake traders and jokes out there, right? I have a real detest, and I'm really passionate, or excuse me, not passionate, that's the wrong term that I'm about to apply to this, but I'm really ticked off by the number of people out there who have given, no offense, but most people trading cryptocurrency are less educated than regular traders and investors in traditional markets or Forex. Not that you don't get, your wild people over there. And again, that's not everybody. I mean, overall, individuals in cryptocurrency are highly intelligent, but not when it comes to investing and trading and making money. That's just par for the course, right? Because it's an unnatural space. It's a technologically based space, and there's often not a strong player interlap there. Krunks, man, thank you so much, Krunks, brother. Highly appreciate it, man. Thanks for the diamond. After Dawn, thanks for the ice cream. Thanks so much for the follows, guys, over there on DLive. You guys are absolutely fantastic, man. MW May Leeson, and Veteran for Crypto. Thank you guys so much. So yes, but the answer to your question is yes. I've designed, because the reason why is because when individuals learn PTP, what they often have to do is take all the nonsense that they've been taught how to trade and pull it out of their head and throw it to the side. Trend following, mechanical, indicator-based, rules-based discretionary. All that stuff is foreign to most cryptocurrency traders. It's just like it doesn't exist. Like most people think that they have to look at indicators that suck or trade price action, like crypto Twitter tells you to do, and that stuff is the worst way to trade. Oh, thank you so much for the 4 lemons and the ice cream, brothers. Man, you guys are popping over on DLive right now. Killing it. Thank you guys so much. Highly appreciate it, man. Yeah. This is for some reason, let me give the restream a refresh because it's not. There we go. Maybe that's working. Okay. Still giving me some problems, but anyways, you guys didn't tune in to hear me suffer under technical issues. So we'll check out ARN and EOS, but let's do Ethereum first, guys. But I want to finish up with Bitcoin. So there's nothing to do here. In fact, yesterday's candle had you exiting from a long position. You could have taken the reversal trade off of the daily baseline. That's one of the few ways that we are allowed to take reversals and moving forward. So there's nothing to do here on the daily unless you would have caught that position, caught that one type of reversal that we're allowed to take, and your take profit would be right around 8,700 as we talked about earlier. So let's move on down to the lower time frames because what do we have? We have 1 and 2 of 4, meaning we can go to lower time frames, reduced position size. No signal on the 12-hour. In fact, 12-hour turning bearish, as is the 8-hour back testing or back pulling to the baseline. See if we get a rejection from there. Same with the 6, no signal. Same with the 4. Same with the 3. 3 might be generating a signal soon. And the hourly would have given you a trade here, but you would not have been able to take it. If you're ignoring the baseline continuation rule, or if you're using time transformation differently than the way that it was intended, which is sometimes possible. Thank you. Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Veteran, for crypto. Copperhead76, thanks for the follow over there on D Live. And guys, thank you so much. Veteran, thank you so much for the ice cream, brother. Copperhead, thank you so much too, brother, and you too as well, Gump. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Make sure you guys go over there. If you're watching us on D Live, make sure to go check out Crunks, man, and show that man some love. Good people, man. You guys are awesome. Do I trade on Real Kawato says, do I trade on TradingView? And how do I optimize? In terms of what? So I write my own pine. Any discussion on news that one person is trying to buy 25% of all circulating Bitcoin? Yep. So I actually read about that this morning, and that's a bullish news story. It's a bullish news story. I don't have any information on who it is, whether it's true, whether it's just abject speculation, but it's interesting to hear. Let's see here. 30-minute would have given you a signal right here. I'm sure that was a winner. And 15-minute time frame would have given you a trade right here. And you're roughly at break even right now. So not a whole lot. Just the 30-minute generating a signal today. Right here on this candle. Nothing to do on the daily time frame as far as BTC is concerned. Let's head on over to Ethereum and see if Ethereum looks any different. All right, so going to the daily. Yes, yesterday's candle, exact same thing. Kicked us out of our long position. And again, only other way that we're allowed to trade reversals is by having... Crypto Meister says, it's Craig Wright, man. It's Craig Wright. Of course. It's Craig Wright trying to buy 25% of all... Trying to buy 25% of all cryptocurrency. All right, now we can turn the tunes back on. All right, it seems like I'm getting all the chat now. So now I can flip back over here. Cool. Anyways, Ethereum USD on the daily did give you the signal, got kicked out of your trade here. Again, having that buy at the daily baseline, one of the few ways we're allowed to trade reversals, would have worked fine here. And you are up. Where are we looking for as far as a TP? Right about 273. Let's actually pull that open. 273.86, where you'd be looking to have 50% of your position out. And nothing to do right now, unless, again, as I said, you caught that reversal off the daily. Let's go down to the lower time frames and see what we can do. Nothing, because we're not counter trading the daily. Nothing. Nor on the 6, nor on the 4, nor on the 3, nor on the 1, nor on the 30, except for right here. You could have taken a long right here. No, you could not have. I take that back. I recant. And you could have taken a long right here. Would have been a good entry. That might even be a winner on the 15-minute time frame. Let's see how far Ethereum moved. Almost 1%. Maybe a winner on the 15-minute time frame. Maybe a loser. Just nothing to do, guys. Nothing to do right now. Let this settle out. When we get a signal to go, we go. Okay, let's get over here to the live scene as well. And we're going to... Boom. Yeah, that's really important, Kawato. In fact, one of the things that I pointed out in one of the modules yesterday that I published, the next module of the next lesson of the latest module, is how changing the settings when you're testing initiators, as we call them, you're going to often get very different results. So, for example, time transformation tested on the setting of 10 for its cycle length is going to give you a 55% hit rate. But if you test it on a setting of 7, you're going to get a 64% hit rate, which is a good indicator. How do you do that on TradingView? How do you change settings on TradingView? You just open up your indicator and you go into your settings and you change them. Or you can pull open the code and actually manually change it there. That's something we do in Pathways to Profit. Let's see here. Do I think it's a good time to buy EOS before tomorrow's announcement, or is it overpriced? Cheers. Yeah, let's look at EOS. We've had quite a few requests for that in ARN. So let's look at EOS. So the first thing that I want to say as far as tomorrow's announcement doesn't mean anything, right? Tomorrow's announcement could be bullish, it could be bearish, right? It doesn't matter. Correct, Kawato, yeah. Well, this is my full-time job, man. So optimizing and improving my strategy is pretty much what I do. That's what I do with my time. So yeah, I guess. Thank you, Mario. Highly appreciate it, man. I like the music too. So anyways, there's a couple ways to look at that concept. Boom. There you go, Kawato. That's actually our Discord. Hit me up, man. It's pretty hard to miss me. I'm the guy in the top right that says JOY's free. Love to talk about it. So here's the thing, man. EOS. There's a couple ways to think about this. One is we don't trade into potentially charged news events, and whether that's a bias from having a history of trading equity or Forex doesn't really matter. In cryptocurrency, I know a lot of people are obviously really excited that that's how they have to trade, for example, but you don't have to. Now, what we can also do is completely discount news, which is what I generally do, and because the market is going to move volatilely in cryptocurrency regardless of anything that happens, right? So sometimes you're gonna get really bullish reactions off of news, and sometimes you can get really bearish. Now, again, this is something that I've tested, and there's no statistical edge to it, to ignoring or not ignoring news events, or trading into when something's on the crypto market cap. I know, for example, traders that will only trade if they have a catalyst, and they think a catalyst is a goddamn ask me anything that some coin is having. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Sometimes the market moves, sometimes it doesn't. The price, and only the current price, tells you how the market is responding to any fundamental news event. So I don't really care or think that it matters whatsoever about EOS's announcement tomorrow insofar as the price of the asset is concerned. The only thing that matters is what the charts are telling us. And interestingly enough, the charts are telling us to potentially go long on the close of today's candle because we are going to be getting continuation out. So we'll see how this looks when we come up upon our daily scan this evening. But right now this looks good. Right now this does look good. Okay, if we entered now, we could be looking at 99.7, 105, 108, something like that. Our stop loss pretty much right at our baseline, which is good. Jack D says, when I stack up on my alts during a 15% Bitcoin drop, do I trade with fiat or crypto such as Ethereum or Litecoin on Binance? Stack up on my alts during a 15% Bitcoin drop. Do I trade with crypto? Well, you gotta do the calculation, man. So you have to figure out if you bought it in Bitcoin, how much would that USD cost, right? So you need to figure out. So say you want to buy 100 EOS, right? Well, at whatever price it is, how many Bitcoin is that, right? And then you take that number times whatever the current market value of Bitcoin is. And you're going to get a USD value, right? So I'll give you an example here on the chart. I can never, for some reason, I can never like get my calculator, and I hate using the drawing tool. But I'll just open up the text box here, and we'll just do this live example. So let's say you want to buy 100 EOS, right? And EOS is currently 0.00, we'll just say 11, okay? Okay. And let's say that EOS is also trading at or you can do EOS USDT or EOS dollar. Let's say you're going to buy with Tether, right? So let's say EOS is trading at 7.9237. Okay. All right. So 100 EOS would cost you 0.11 BTC, which multiplied by the current market value of Bitcoin, which I'm just going to use since I have ByBit open up on this chart over here. It's 8423.50, okay, times 8423.5 means that would cost you to buy 100 EOS if you bought it for Bitcoin would cost you $926.58. Okay. Now, if EOS is trading at 7.92 USDT. So 7.9237 times 100 EOS, that would cost you $792.37. Okay? That's a big difference. That's a big delta. That's a huge delta. So obviously in that example, you want to buy it for USDT. Okay, I need you guys. It's hard, says Justin. Actually, that's a tip for Scott, bro. Justin, tip for you. Do not use xx.domain.com. Use domain.com/xx instead. It is more SEO friendly. Scott, are you listening? Scott's gonna be like, well, I don't know. That's a good tip if it's true. Kawato, you can check out all the information about the services that we offer, our mentoring, at premium.crackencryptocurrency.com, man. It's right there. So in this example, you would definitely want to be buying 100 EOS for USDT, right? Now, what is the price of boom. Got coming down with the knowledge right there. So then you also need to calculate, for example, how much USD value in BTC are you paying to buy Tether, right? So, for example, let's say you go in to buy 1,000 USDT, right? Okay. And what's the price of BTC USD? So 86.53. Let's offer just a second. No, 83.98. 83.98. My bad. I feel like that's a big divergence. So you need to figure out how many. So when you execute your order, right? How many sats? How many Bitcoin are you paying to get 1,000 USDT, right? To get 1,000 USDT. And then you need to figure out that number too, like how much Bitcoin, how much USD, and how much is that sat worth based on the market value of Bitcoin to USD, right? Not USDT, USD, right? As you can see there's almost like $100 difference between USDT and USD. Now this is something that changes from day to day, but this is why I've said this many times. If you buy something, if you buy an altcoin for Bitcoin and then you think you'll just sell that in the Tether later and made a profit, you probably just made a loss even if price went up 5, 10, 15%. Because of the USD hit that you took, moving from Bitcoin into the altcoin and then the USDT. If you want to move from Bitcoin into an altcoin and trade the USDT pair, you need to move from Bitcoin into USDT, but you need to take that second calculation into account, where you're actually looking at how much USD value you gave up or how much USD value you invested into the trade based on what the value of Tether was against Bitcoin at the point in time relative to the value of USD against Bitcoin at the point in time that you made the transaction. All the information to do this is going to be available from your exchange, from your trade history page. All right, all right, guys. So if you keep why can I not see those? That is so frustrating. Listen, guys, try let's see here. Participate. This. Yeah. Hey guys, so with those bots, if you keep timing them out, they'll come back because I can't see their messages when you time them out. So either block them if you have the option to block them, or don't so I can. Oh, there it is. Duh. Thank you. I got it. That's weird. We usually don't get bots in here like that. I guess it's just the price of getting more popular. Okay. We knew this day would come. All right. Thank you, Bitcoin Millionaire. I appreciate that, man. There we go. I think I got it. I think I got him. No problem, Jack D's. It's all good, brother. All right. All right, let me get my chats back up because I had to switch over to Discord there for a second. By the way, I saw you over there, Kiwato, so I will hit you up. Nathaniel Edelman and Football Moments. Thank you so much for the subs on YouTube. Interesting pricing. Are you big on YouTube? I don't know. I would say so. We normally get quite a few people in here every day. Normally about 1,000 people every single day. Consider it an initiation. Kawada, we outperform the market every year. You guys can go to currentresults.krakencryptocurrency.com or results.krakencryptocurrency.com. We post all our trades live. Elijah, I've got 3 kids too, brother. All right, so that's enough about Bitcoin, or excuse me, that's enough about EOS potentially. I'm trading onto of the. Give me some cred. Lols. All right. Let's see here. Can I check link BTC? Yeah, sure, man. Yeah, real Kawato, that's a big question because that's not an easy number. Do you want maximum to minimum drawdown? Would you like to know win rate? Would you like to know profitability percentage as far as hit rate or win-loss ratio or total ROI or total ROE? And there's not like one system. Right, and it's a misleading number, is my point. So it's more helpful to look at other aspects of the system as well, like what is your maximum drawdown, just beyond your profit factor. Profit factor is, yeah, it is just a number, and it doesn't into account your drawdown. I'm gonna have to get some water here in a second. Angie Stone says, same here, the difference is I gave them birth. So Litecoin and Raven. All right, so here's Link. Link still looks terrible, man. In fact, could we have shorted Raven? We would have shorted Raven on this day right here. Actually, no, I'm sorry. We would have taken it on this candle right here. And nothing's changed, man. Nothing's changed. I do, mate. I do, Kawato. This is what I do professionally, and this is exactly how I trade. Elijah Finch, what's going on, brother? Shout out to you and your 5-year-old, your 3-year-old, and your 4-month-old, brother. Give a shout out to my kids as well, who are probably watching. But they're not allowed to talk in the chat. They're 10 years old, 9 years old, and 16 months old. All right, so let's go to Raven BTC. Raven BTC looks pretty good. If the candle closes like this, this will be a long. So we'll see. We'll see how this looks tonight. But right now, this looks healthy. Let's go to the 12-hour. Let's see, we would have gone long on this candle right here. And that is a good trade so far. That's a good trade. We already hit take profit 1 from the 12-hour chart. On the 8-hour, no signal. 6-hour. 6-hour would have got you in right here. That's a great trade. You've hit take profit 1, take profit 2, and take profit 3. 6-hour on Raven killed it. Trade closed. Four-hour would have got you in right here. And hit your stop loss. Hit your stop loss. But if you're using the stop loss timeout feature, we could actually go and see if that actually executed. This is at 1500. Go see when that dump happened at 1500. Close it. So that would have been right here. And it doesn't look like that would have probably been hit because the big tail on that candle is less than a minute. So if you were using a 5-minute stop loss timeout, you'd have been good. So the 4-hour was probably actually a winner, actually. And you've hit take profit 1 and take profit 2. Hourly time frame. Would have gone long right here. And would have hit all your take profits. Good trade. And you're getting another signal on the hourly. No, not yet. You're not getting it yet. So just the daily is what's interesting to me right now as far as current signal. We have to wait until the daily candle closes. And you missed the 12-hour signal, and we went through the other time frames as well. Angie Stones. Of course, you can ask anything you like. I'm not a programmer by education, and I do not have a professional training in economics or trading. So I'm 100% self-taught. Have I consumed thousands of hours of material? Yes. Have I been trained by personal mentors that have shown me the way that they trade and errors in my trading, especially in my early years? Yes. Do I have a college degree? Yes. Actually, my major in college was entrepreneurial and diversified agriculture. So I originally, and actually my first entrepreneurial business that I ever started when I was 19 was a CSA, a community supported agriculture. So I started me and my friend, by the sweat of our brow, we turned about 3 backyards into a massive tomato and pepper farm, and we got a deal on an industrial kitchen. And then we also got a deal that with the farmers market in the largest city in my state. So we had a vendor there. Normally you have to wait like 3 years to get into that market, but we got hooked up because he was a contact from the school. So we carried our product for only a 5% markup. And we just started canning and bottling, peppers and tomato paste and everything. And that was our first huge thing. Within a year, we had 15 employees and everything was diamonds, especially in the Corn Belt where I live. So everything was quite nice. That was my first career, and that's because that provided me a fairly comfortable living early on. Then as I've said many times, then the financial crisis happened, and it made me realize that I really need to understand finance. So that's when I began studying, and I realized very quickly that I wanted to trade. And my first 2 attempts trading didn't work out too well. I blew out 2 accounts, and that's when I had to step back and realize that I don't really like the way that anybody is trading or doing anything. So I went and learned. And 10 years later, I feel like I'm missing stuff, and I need to take a break. David Meislinger, thank you so much for the €5, my good friend. Could I check IOTA, please? I will look at IOTA, my good friend, and then I'm going to take a brief break. It's 1:13, so I need to go grab some water. IOTA was not along on this candle, did not qualify, and could have picked it up here on a pullback. But if you did not, there's nothing to do here on the daily. Let's go to the 12. 12 actually crossed under, and we can take a 12-hour trade, but we need a fresh signal. 8-hour actually crossed under, so waiting for a signal. 6-hour crossed under, 4-hour crossed under, And the 3 hour actually is giving us a signal on this candle right here. So the 3 hours telling you to go, no, I'm sorry, you can't take it. Volume's not there. Could have taken the 30-minute trade here, technically, but you already missed that. And 15-minute trade, could have taken one right here, and you would have already hit your first take profit. Let's open up the schedule because I want to write down these requests so that I can look at them when I come back from my break. Zhao, yeah, we'll take a look at gold, man. We might take a look at palladium too. Who's creeping up trailing stops with me? Jay Fizzle, how much capital would you think would be a minimum to have before joining the premium group would be paying for itself? You know, I always want to, that's always a difficult question because to be honest with you, I have no idea how well you're going to adapt to the material and how well you're going to trade, and honestly, how much effort you're going to put in. Just about, and I know, again, I just try to be honest, guys. Again, just come into the Discord and you can DM anybody who's a premium member and just ask one of them. Because I have people that come in their first month and they say that the fee is not a problem. You know, the course pays for itself and the signals pay for themselves. And then I have some people that say, you know, we're just patiently waiting and back testing and doing all our testing right now, and we're not actually making money because we're not actively trading. We're actually learning because we're going through all the course material. And that's totally fine too. And then you have people that jump in, adapt really quick, and just crush it. And that's why we do the signals as well. So everybody that follows them tends to do really well. And again, you guys can go check out our results, .crackingcryptocurrency.com. So I'd say the majority of people don't find it an issue. I guess you don't know until you try. But I would say, you know, if you have, so we average, I mean, go look at what we average, but, you know, we try to average a good, consistent ROI on our total capital every month. So if you have $3,000 to $5,000 that you're actively trading with, shouldn't be a problem. But again, we have people in there with 1,000. We have people in there with 100,000. We have people in there with significantly more. Just that's a personal thing. So that's a difficult question to answer. Oh, I got you, Elijah, bro. Oh, battery level is critical on my wireless mouse, MX Master 2S. All right, so that means I gotta plug old baby in here. So I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna take a brief break. When I return, we're gonna look at Zhao and any of the rest of your requests and answer any more questions that you guys may have and continue breaking down the markets. Raylan22, man, thank you so much for the ice cream over there on D Live, brother. Sorry that I missed you. Thank you so much. I like your chart setup. I like your name, man. It's a good one. So I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. right, we're back, guys. Thank you so much for hanging in there. Let's get back into it. Scrolling down through the chat. Trilo, what's going on? Dirt is money. Angie says, it just confirms what you said before, that many people may have a lot of education and analytical skills, but they're not good at making money. That is absolutely correct. Most people are actually pretty good chartists, but they're just not good at practically extracting profit from the market. That's generally due to a lack of structure and discipline. Excuse me. Elijah, it's contact@crackingcryptocurrency.com. Yasha points out, you make a very good point. What we do in Cracking Cryptocurrency, so we do a lot of things, and I want to make this really clear, and this is what I hope I represent this correctly, because there's a lot of people who don't. Again, you're absolutely correct, Yasha. It's about the percentage of your ROI. And what we do at Cracking Cryptocurrency is we do job training. This is my job. And I teach other people to do exactly what I do. And I'm one of the few people who's doing that in this space that can prove that he does what he does. All you have to do is look at our members, ask our members, look at our results that we publicly post, and just look at the progress that anybody in the members lounge who is doing well, which is the grand majority of them, will attest to. And what we have is amazing. As I say so many times, the quality of our community is very, very powerful and very enriching to my personal life. I mean, the students that I get to work with, the people that we have in the course, are some of the best people that I've ever worked with. And it is really humbling and amazing that I'm able to do this. And that, and it's just a natural result of winning trades, are a natural result of being on the right side of the market. If you mitigate risk and reduce your losses, you're going to be okay overall. All you have to do is generally be on the right side of the market, and good things happen, right? Profits do come. Your main job is to reduce loss. When you're on the right side of the market, good things naturally happen. Same in life. If you put in the work in life that is necessary to generate good results, by being a disciplined person, by working hard toward a goal, by visualizing very intensely what it is that you want to accomplish, and then actively put in action a plan to achieve that goal, then good things will happen. Reward does come if you put in the work, if you are deserving of the reward. And you are deserving of the reward if you humbly and genuinely strive toward that goal. Did I ever do ARN? No, I did not. Let's check it out. So let's switch over here, because I want to point this out and make sure I quote the right figures. This is a trade that I am in. All right. I am in ARN BTC. Okay. And we'll go over when we enter. So ARN 3 right here is where we entered ARN. Let's look at the actual date posted. No, the 28th. I apologize. That was the initial right there, but we took the continuation on the 28th. So my entry price on ARN was 63.78. 63.78 entered on the close of this candle right here, and take profit 1 has been hit for me, meaning my stop loss is at break even. All right, 63.78 is where my stop loss is at. I've already taken half of my profit off of the table, and now we're waiting to see if the rest fulfill. So ARN is a good looking chart. It was one that I held open last night. It's one of the, I had about, I want to say about 18 active positions. About 11 of those got closed out yesterday. That's absolutely fine. About half of them closed out in profit, about half closed out in a small loss. The profit on the ones were good because we'd already hit our take profits, and so we just got stopped out in profit. The ones that were losers were generally small capital losses, because of the way that we position size. So when we do take early exits, generally the capital loss is quite small. And ARN was one of the ones that we held open. Why? Because there was no signal to exit the trade, and we're being actively rewarded for that. So is there an entry in ARN right now? No. Is it a trade to hold open? Absolutely. Much better with the USD pair, Jefferson Airplane says. Absolutely, man. That's why we actively look at all Binance pairs. That's why we actively look at all Binance pairs in Bitcoin and USDT, and we just take the trades that are correct. Darren says, I use this channel and others as indicators. CryptoKitty says, Justin, on Ethereum, you called a TP of 273.86. Will it be a big difference if my pair is ETH to USD? Yes, it will be a difference. It will be a difference. Because the chart on ETH to USD is different, and we do trade these charts differently. So let's assume that you had entered. So actually, this doesn't look so different. Let's assume you got the exit signal on this candle right here, and you had taken the reversal trade by having your limit buy at the daily baseline. So your take profit would actually be at 275.95. That white line right there, that's going to be your first take profit. Sorry, I missed the start. What's my take on BTC right now? BTC looks good. Looks great. Is there any position to take? No, except for the one reversal trade that we would have taken with an average entry of 81.98. I know some guys in the group did do that. That's absolutely fine. And let's see here. Let's look at where we're going to be taking initial profits. 87.19 would be the initial profits. Contrarian indicators like the CNBC calls. You know, it is proven that if you just counter trade everything CNBC says, you do well. Dubitat Ebrius, thank you so much for the €10, my good friend. Says, loving the premium membership so far, learning a lot with my limited time and making money now. Well worth the investment. Kind regards. Hashtag not a PTP shell. Love you, man. Thank you so much. It was great to get you in the group. It's always good talking to you, and I really hope you're enjoying the material and the coursework. So cheers to you, man. Congratulations. Vitam says, all individual case specific, in my opinion. Ruth swung for the fences every time. Ichiro just to first base. Both legends. Nice, man. Jay Fizzle says, sweet, I got back in at 81.77 on Bitcoin. Absolutely. There's nothing bearish about this chart. And it's very easy to determine if a chart is bearish or bullish based upon price's relationship to your baseline. So, by the way, let's go ahead and let's zoom out to the monthly chart because I do want to analyze the monthly chart. Now, we're actually going to be getting we don't have a monthly long signal right now. We did get the monthly reversal signal at the absolute best month to buy, which would have been the close of the February month. As you can see right here on time transformation did signal a potential reversal, right? This is a reversal signal. And for us, they represent take profits. So when was the time to go short on the monthly chart? Would have been here. That initial trade would have been a loss. Of course, we don't trade off the monthly in this way. But just looking at the way that the monthly works, we could have re-entered the trade at the close of August, and we would have been short on the monthly chart until the close of February. So trading the monthly chart in this fashion would have had you in here and out here for a total profit of 46%. Good trade to hold a short open, especially a leverage position. Very good position. Anyways. Price, the monthly is above our monthly baseline. That is a bullish indication. Doesn't give us an indication to go long, but it is bullish. When would we have gone long on the weekly chart? We would have gone long in the weekly chart at the close of the 11th of March, 2019. Now, I actually moved all of my Tether, all of my USD that was sitting on the sidelines. Not all of my USD. Yeah, so technically, yes, all my USD and USDT that was sitting on the sidelines, on March 27th. That's exactly what I posted in the members lounge as well, which has been one of the big reasons that our value has continued to go up and up and up. And it's just moving into Bitcoin at the right price. And we haven't sold out of Bitcoin since. Actually, that's incorrect. We did sell out of Bitcoin right here at this point in time. When price closed below the baseline, we moved back into stable coins in our 1x short and then got back into the long on the 29th. So keep that in mind. But the weekly time frame gave you the trade right here. And as I've said many times before, we are in a bullish market. We are in a bullish market. Why? Because we've got the weekly 1355 moving average crossover, exponential moving average crossover, and that's exactly, in my opinion, what called the bull market last season before we went previously parabolic. This doesn't happen rarely, as you can see. These are very powerful indications that are actually tradable. Death crosses, 50 and 200 moving averages are terrible. If you counter trade them every time, that's because they lag too much. 13 and the 55 are actually going to be something that lags just enough to confirm a movement and be tradable. But let's look what happened the last time we got the 13.55 moving average crossover. It occurred on this candle right here, and we had 1, 2, 3 more bullish weeks of expansion, followed by 1, 2, 3 weeks of consolidation, and then a big down 15-29% candle to the downside, right? So I wouldn't be surprised to see something like that play out. So we got the crossover on this candle right here, and we got 1 week of expansion and 1 week of consolidation, right? Did we get that massive, big, long candle back down to test? That's the other concept to think about, is that not only did we have the fractal of expansion is not as important as the fact that after price broke through the resistance confirmed by the moving average crossover, price moved up, consolidated, and then pulled back down and held support, right? Held support and moved up. So I would not be surprised, as I've said for a while, to see that weekly pullback or potentially a monthly pullback to test the level of breakout. That would be a 25 to 30% move to the downside. Is that anything that I'm going to trade prematurely? Absolutely not. Because when it does happen, the daily is going to tell us when that is going to happen. Could have happened right here had we closed down below this, and we would have been taking trades to the downside. But keep in mind, the last time that happened over here, price consolidated for 4 days and then began expanding again. So, absolutely nothing bearish about this chart. Very helpful. Very healthy. Elijah Finch, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my good friend. And he says, "So glad I found you. You have made me more than I'm worth." No, man, you're worth more than you think. 3 kids and growing. I'll fight till the day I die, and so will they. The social network is worth dying for. Awesome, man. Awesome, man. Well, much shout out to you, man. Shout out to you and your children. All, you know, as a single father, I'm very, very supportive of anybody else out there who is a parent and doing what they're supposed to do and striving and grinding and trying to improve the quality of their life. Jack D's. Yeah, we accept cryptocurrency payments, and we also accept PayPal. And with PayPal, you can pay with credit cards if you so desire. You can check out all the information at premium.krakencryptocurrency.com, as well as payment options. We'd be happy to accommodate you. Bitcoin currently trading at 84.69, 84.74 on ByBit. Let's go take a look at some of our longer-term indicators. All right, so we were going to give this chart a nice refresh. And I think I'm going to take Mirev, and I'm going to take Mirev, and I'm going to put Mirev down here because I'm very interested in this chart right now. Getting it. So what we have to do is try this. Yeah, it doesn't like coming up for some reason. Oh, that's all right. So we'll just move total down here. Not a problem. Okay. It just wants to work that way. We'll just let it work that way. All right, so looking at mining profitability right now. So what we have on this chart, guys, this is Bitcoin profitability compared to the price on, this is data represented from Quandle. And I haven't done as much of a deep dive and sunk my teeth into this as I'd like, but it's a very interesting chart because it does seem to move. It does seem to do some interesting things compared to the regular market. It does seem to move in sync with them. So this is just an interesting fundamental and one of the unique aspects of cryptocurrency where we can actually measure some fundamental like this that is actually based on what individuals are actually doing with their money. Remember, when you're looking at fundamentals where people are actively doing things with their own capital that could have an impact on the price of the market, such as supply and demand, which is what mining does, as well as direct participation in the market as well, because the more individuals that are accumulating Bitcoin through increased mining and mining profitability, where people are going to be firing up their miners more often, then what we're going to find is that more people have an incentive to, again, participate in the market. So we're going to see interesting things that come from that. Things like, oh, somebody might do something like this. That's generally not very helpful, but all right. So anyways, let's go down and look at total crypto market cap. And I apologize. Okay, so what do we see right now in total crypto market cap? Same thing as the Bitcoin chart. Actually got the pull under, but price did find support on the daily baseline and now moving to the upside. No indication to do anything yet. What we are waiting for is that continuation trade as signaled by time transformation, and nothing to do quite now. But again, this looks very, very good. This is a very healthy and constructive chart. Money continues to pour into the crypto market cap. I mean, we pulled back almost $1 billion in the time everybody could blink and sneeze earlier. Right there. Just from the bottom of the wick to the upside was $1 billion. Oh. And that was altcoin market cap. Look at total crypto market cap, same thing. Very, very healthy and constructive. Let's look at CME futures. See what they're doing over there. Actually, CME futures looking much healthier than the regular price. Nice natural pullback right here after filling this gap and price expanding. Still got the cross under on yesterday's candle. Still told you to exit your position, but much more responsive over here on CME because we did move more fluidly. So much more responsive. Nothing wackadoodle crazy over here. GBDC. Even better, even healthier. In fact, you're not going to get the cross under until today's candle telling you to be out of your long that you would have taken on the 24th. So GBDC signaling the long at the exact same time. So good trade. And if we do look at Quadriga ATR, GBDC would have hit take profit 1, take profit 2, and not quite take profit 3. So great trade. That's pretty much all I want to look at here for right now. I can't read your name, brother, but you say, "Hi, my professor." In regards to POA currencies, what do you think can make your target 983 touch? Let's take a gander at POA. So we don't have a target on POA of 983 because we're not in a POA trade. Again, the only trade that we could make right now would have been that reversal off the daily baseline. So we would have had an average entry of around 453. and price is currently putting in a reversal candle, but closing potentially at this point in time below the baseline, right? So we actually need to get up here above the baseline, and ideally we need a full indicator reset, because then the only other way we can take this trade is discretionary at reduced risk if we ignore the baseline close rule. So POA does not look fantastic, man. There's no trade to be taken with POA. POA was a trade 3, maybe right here, at 1/3 risk. And good thing too, because that was a break-even trade. And then again, if you're ignoring the rule, you could have gotten in on this candle, which would have been a very good gain. Moved up 38% to the upside and hit 1 and 2 take profits. Didn't quite hit take profit 3, but hit 2 of 3 take profits. I wanted to look at traditional markets real quick. Yes, Philip, it does. I wanted to look at traditional markets real quick, so we'll take a look at the SPX on a Wanda. And still amazingly bearish. The SP 500 on a Wanda, amazingly bearish. We'll break this down. Again, short on the S&P on this candle right here. Would we go back on there? So short on the S&P on this candle right here. And one take profit, 2 take profit. Did we hit take profit 3? Nope. And then we would have been out on this candle right here. And then we could have got back into the short on this candle right here. 1 take profit, and we're about to hit take profit 2 on the S&P short. Great trade. Let's look at the NQ. It's still super weird for whatever reason. Tether pair is doing quite well right now. Go to the long term. Sorry, let's look at the NASDAQ 100. All right, similar thing. Short on the 6th of May. Great trade. In fact, hitting all 3 take profits on the NASDAQ. Out on this candle right here. Yep, out on this candle right here. And back in the trade right here. And 1 take profit and 2 take profits hit on the NASDAQ short. Things are good. And the Dow, let's look at the Dow. Dow faked us out, opposed to the others. Because we got our initial short here and we got out here. That was a slight loss. And then we can take the trade again here. And 1 take profit, 2 take profit, and 3 take profits hit. And back in the trade on this candle right here. 1 take profit, 2 take profit. About to hit take profit 2. So TSL and the Dow. Take a look at Forex Markets. Dollar, euro dollar. Nothing to do with the euro dollar right now. Dollar yen. The dollar yen was a short right here. And let's see if we would have been kicked out of the trade. Sorry, here is where we could have taken the short. And nowhere near our stop loss and doing quite well. In fact, hit 1 and 2, I think 2 on that wick take profits right now on the dollar yen short. Pound dollar. Nothing to do here. You're trying to trade reversals. Aussie dollar. See, we got a signal here. 1, 2, 3. You can take an Aussie dollar long on the close of the daily candle here at 1/3 risk. Dollar CAD. That long signal here, which was a loss, and then potential reentry right here. Doing well. Probably had a take profit already. Yep, you just hit your first take profit on the dollar CAD. Dollar Swissy. I mean, beautiful chart for shorts, man. Beautiful chart for a short on the dollar Swissy. Short right here. Good trade. Get back in the short here. And maybe, that's probably a loss, but let's look. Let's actually check. Is that a loss? The short right here. And you don't hit your stop loss, and you don't close above the baseline. So, interestingly enough, that dollar Swissy is actually doing quite well for you. You are now in profit. You had to wait almost a week, but you stayed in the trade. Things are going good. Euro yen, great chart for shorting, man. Great chart for shorting. Fantastic chart for shorting. Right here was the initial short, and that trade was fantastic. You get to re-enter on this candle right here. That was a fantastic short. You get to re-enter the short here again. That hit your stop loss, so 2 winners, 1 loser. And you get to re-short here, and that trade is just going gangbusters for you. So, good activity happening in the Forex markets right now. I'm excited to get back in there. I'm not going to lie. Euro pound was a beautiful long, man. Beautiful long right here on this candle is where we would have taken the euro pound long. Beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Kiwi dollar, fantastic short. Right here on this candle was the initial short. This candle right here. And back in here, actually. Great entry. Yeah, I gotta get back over to a Wanda, man. CAD dollar. Nothing to do right now. Dollar Aussie. Open up the data window because this. No, so this candle right here. 1, 2, 3. You can actually take a dollar Aussie short on the close of this candle at 1/3 risk. The dollar euro. Okay, so good stuff, man. Good charts. Let's go back over to the live scene. Update our toys. We gotta get a better view counter. I think this one's broke. Ricky Thompson says, tit for tat on the trading front between the US and China will disrupt the traditional market, and if it gets worse, crypto will probably benefit. Yeah, I agree. Go check out our bubbles. Look at Mona Coin up 90% over the last day. Congratulations to anybody who hopped in Mona. Excuse me. Zcash doing quite well today. Up 5.55% for my buy-in. Neo up. BCPT up. Zem up. All trades called last night, guys. Let's talk about Harmony 1. So I believe tonight this will launch, or actually in the morning, I believe. I believe it starts on the DEX. I believe it already started on the DEX. No, that is incorrect. No problem, Batam, brother. How you doing today with the traditional markets, man? Are you crushing it? We're going to start doing Forex again. There's too many requests for it. I'd wanted to get done with PTP first, but since there's significantly less pairs that I would trade in Forex, and since really the only indices that I would want to trade, well, I can't do the CFDs, so we probably won't do traditional markets yet. Obviously, kind of one of the downsides. I mean, we'll probably just have to go back to doing minis and NQ. Tell you guys, those of you who are trading traditional markets that are not in the United States, you guys got it so easy with your CFDs. Freaking nanny state, man. What's the web URL for the DEX? Binance.org. Binance.org. You're not going to be able to trade on it if you're American starting tomorrow. Yep, 4 o'clock a.m. UTC. What do I think about USD? Check it out, man. Check out the dollar peso. Good trade if you got in on it. This would have been a long... On this candle? Nope, on this candle. You would have... No. On this candle, yep. You actually would have taken the long on this candle, brother. And you would have caught all of this. How many pips is that? That's a good trade. $5,000 pips, man. Any way to avoid the whole taxes / government thing with Forex? I mean, it's significantly better than trading equity, but you're going to have to pay your taxes no matter what, man, if you want to be a professional. You got to do things correctly. Just give the government their pound of flesh, man. Immediately, B-Flow. Awesome, Batam. Good to hear, brother. Yeah, so just to walk you through, I don't want to be BSing you guys, but just look. So here, right here, on this candle, and I pulled up in the data window to verify. So if we actually, I want you guys, I don't know if you guys can see, but if you pull up in the data window, you'll actually see the level of the cyan line and the level of the yellow line. And you'll see that on all of these candles, the value of the cyan line is negative, meaning that is not a long. And then on this, it turns positive on the close of this candle right here. On that same candle, we're closing above our baseline, and Wada Atar is confirming, right? Again, Wada Atar, you guys can go use for free. Go to indicators.crackingcryptocurrency.com. And bam, beautiful trade. Got a big chunk of that bag. Yeah, look, take profit 3 was almost all of that movement right here, man. So you would have gotten 4,500 pips out of that. Amazing, man. When you're on the right side of the market, good things happen. Nobody predicts big moves like this. This is large institutional players taking price the way they want to go. It's the daily chart, CryptoKitty. Yeah, Wayne Tech, if you just go to Binance.org. What is my opinion of the rising long-term trend? Oh, so to talk about the dollar peso more, there's absolutely nothing to do here. You can't enter this trade. You're way too high above anything that you'd be want to entering into a trade. But awesome trade if you caught it, man. Definitely time to take profit. Wayne Tech, yeah. If you just go to Binance.org, I mean, it's literally the first thing that pops up if you're signing in with an American address. So Binance.org, right? Click start trading, and it's like, hey, buddy. Sorry, guy. You're gonna have to get yourself a VPN, guy. What is my opinion of the rising long-term trend line? Lining up the 1st of August 2016 and March 2017 on the weekly, I see a close of this monthly above 8,500 being very bullish. It's just not stuff that I look at, man. I don't look at trends. I just look at what price is doing. When I press unlock, it goes to a blank page. Try turning off your pop-up blockers, or take your shields down if you're using Brave browser. I think the price is very bullish right now for Bitcoin because the current price in my system is telling me that it's bullish. Some people see the signal of wrecked in the Bitcoin charts. Can you see it if you saw it also? Nope, not whatsoever. Looks quite good. Wall2D2 wants me to check out Nugget. Kind of moon today. Just wondering if it has legs. I already took profit. This traditional exchange, not a crypto, right? I'm going to assume you want it on Arca. Oh, nice. Gold shares. All right, cool. Yeah, here's the thing. We wouldn't have been able to get on this on the daily. This is a trade PTP missed. But it's also a trade that we can't enter because we're above our qualifier. So, fantastic trade, man. Good trade. Using the close above the baseline and volume, that's pretty good. Especially if you're just using Quadriga as your initiator. Wada Atar would have gotten you into this trade. Very great trade, man. Fantastic profits. I don't really have any guidance for you on this. I don't want to be one of those guys that says, oh my god, look at that gap, we're going to backfill. This could run, could not. I wouldn't push it, man. That's a good trade. Don't call me a guy, buddy. Don't call me a buddy, pal. When it stalled out, yeah, let's look at it on something like a lower time frame. No, we can't. Yeah, okay. Let's see, 15-minute chart would have gotten you in there. You would have been long here and a loss, and maybe back in here. And you would take profits here, and you're back in the long here, and out here. And you missed this gap, but you do get in here, and you catch most of this. So you missed the big gap on the 15-minute. Which is a darn shame, because that's the majority, that's the bulk of your profits. But you had some good intraday trades here on the 15-minute. Let's see, 30-minute chart. Yeah, you're still getting kicked out early. Hourly got you in there, all right. 3, yeah, right here. Yeah, you caught all that on the hourly. Good trade, man.
I got problems on problems on problems on problems on problems on problems I solve them. I run through the money.
Oh.
Pressure be calling. Left on my blessings. I feel like I'm falling. The birdie.
Nice, Wall 2D2. Awesome, dude. All right, guys. You guys know what time it is. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Hope you guys go on to have a very safe day. Make sure that you trade safely, that you're doing your research, that you're doing the time, that you're putting the time in the grind into optimizing your settings and trading a profitable strategy, guys. Rewards come when you're on the right side of the market and when you do things appropriately. Just make sure that you guys are doing things the right way. Shenanigans Gaming, thank you so much for the follow over there on DLive, my good friend. If you guys have any questions, comments, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, please leave them in the comment section down below, and I will try to get back to you within 48 hours. Please join our Discord at discord.krakencryptocurrency.com to join our free community. And if you guys have enjoyed this video and this content, make sure to show us some love wherever you're watching, whether it's on YouTube, DLive, Facebook, or Twitch. Hit the follow button, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, tell people you don't even like, and make sure you subscribe to this channel. If you guys would like to join our Pathways to Profit course and our premium trading group to get access to our personal mentoring, to get access to our private community, to get access to our trade signals and setups, our proprietary indicators, as well as the Pathways to Profit course and the rest of our educational material, you can please check the link at the top of the screen and in the description. Premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. It's been a pleasure being here with you guys today. Until next time, trade safely.